we return with more Desolate Corridors. When we last left off, we hit a story lock when we tried to go with the assumption that the killer was the murderer, which means that he was, but we need more information about everything that's gone on around these parts. So we're going to have to start over, and the main thought we have in mind... Alright then, I guess your story's pretty simple. You arrived at the office, found it locked, smelled blood, broke in. By that time, Mr. Sternwood had already passed away. Well, he didn't really pass. It's more like, someone pushed him away? Sure, why not? Now then, I have to ask again, just to be sure. You didn't touch anything, did you? I didn't, no. I will admit to touching the body, yet I only did so to check if he was alive, naturally. Naturally. Something wrong, detective? No, just, something about the scene's a bit, off to me. Off? I have an idea on what they means by that. I'd suggest, could it have something to do with this? And we're gonna save. And we're gonna... Do we do the letter or the key? You can do this. What'd you say? Nothing, never mind. Oh, okay, so we can actually show the letter, so let's show the key. What? I thought you didn't touch anything. I didn't, don't worry. I just saw this key sticking out of Mr. Sternwood's pocket. Could it perchance, be the only key to the damn office? Well, according to the kind old Nazi landlady, oh! Yes! Yes, it is! Unfortunately so, no doubt. Called it. Yeah. The windows were locked and closed when I checked them. Couple that with the fact that the door was locked when you two showed up, and, I'm left with a bit of a problem, aren't I? A locked room murder. Not necessarily. It could very well be a suicide, you know? Yeah, we did kind of work under that assumption previously, but there are more suspicions that necessitate us revisiting this. Also, I've been informed that my voice for Kristoph quickly devolved into my voice for KG. So, I'm gonna make an effort to revisit that. I don't know what happened. Right. Strange. Wouldn't that be the only possibility? Seems to doubt it. Doubt it for some reason. Anyway. I only have one more question. What were you two gentlemen doing there in the first place? That's, we're gonna save here too, because both of these facts will influence what happens down the line. We'll start by telling the truth. Well, it was like this. I see. Amelia Wonderly. Heh. Small world. That name actually rings a bell. Anything you can tell us about her? Her incident? Any reason I should? I mean, not like there's much to tell. While her case isn't resolved or anything, it seems pretty open and shut. Miss Wonderly seems to have committed suicide by overdosing on sleeping pills. Her roommate was out of town at the time, so she was completely alone. Looking into things, but so far there doesn't seem to be anything pointing to murder. Suspect it's only a matter of time before the toxicology confirms it. Though I suppose that letter does change a thing or two. If you don't mind, I'd like to borrow it for a bit. Imagine it's in your best interest. The police can do a lot more to track down its origin. Well, that's fair enough. I imagine that's fair enough. Danke. I'll promise to keep you posted. Get it? Letter. Posted. No? Oh well. Can't win them all. So with that, I'd say this interview has reached its conclusion. Thank you for your cooperation. You two gave each other alibis for the entire day, so you're not considered as suspects. What are you going to do now? Well, annoyingly, the shot went straight through the poor guy's brain. Can't seem to find the bullet, so figuring out what type of gun did this will be difficult, to say the least. As such, our first step will be figuring out whether or not this was actually was a murder. I wonder if this will lead us to thinking time, trying to figure out. No, it does before. Yeah, asking questions. What the first one's about Sternwood. As such, our first step will be figuring out whether or not this actually was a murder. I mean, considering the conditions, suicide is just as likely. But no need to worry yourself over that. You'll find everything out in due time. You mean once it's all wrapped up? Ideally, yes. And if things go less than ideally? I guess I'd have to accuse you of not giving me enough credit here. I'm sure I'll manage to figure it out. Right, of course. I would ask if there's something on your mind, but I suppose the answer is obvious enough. Honestly, I don't think we should bother ourselves with this business. Oh? We're just supposed to pretend nothing happened? No, but it might be better to leave it all to the police now. You know, what normal people would do. Some detectives we turned out to be. This might be the universe trying to tell us not to do something we're not good at. For your information, I am the best of detectives. Right. And I'm a rock star. You could be. Yeah, it's just fucking sweet air guitar. Okay, let's... But seriously, you're not the least bit curious? Of course I am. But if I chased after every little thing that made me curious, I'd be more of a dog than a man. Right. Fair enough. I can't just let this go, can I? Like a dog chasing after a car. Oh. Alright then. Let's think about this. I won't bother going through the facts for the 50th time. After so much questioning, I think I at least have those right. Got a bunch of puzzle pieces to work with. At this point, it's not about finding any more, it's about putting them together. I'm going to look into this. I need to have a general direction in mind. I shouldn't bother with trying to answer any questions regarding that letter. I don't have anything to work with in that regard. But now just a rough idea of what happened will do. A specific order of events would be the best case scenario, but let's just take it slow for now, shall we? Detective Wright has the right idea on where to start. Considering the state of this scene, there are two possible conclusions to draw. Either Sternwood killed himself, or someone did it for him. There are things that point to and against both conclusions. Which one is the truth? Murder or suicide? Well, clearly this was a suicide. Suicide does make sense, yeah. I don't think a murderer would have bothered locking the door behind him after all. Sure, not the best reasoning, but something about this, I don't know. Makes sense as a suicide to me. There's something not quite right. If it's really suicide, then something was missing from the scene back then. The gun. I don't suppose it could have just flown away. Same choice as before. I didn't see it. Or someone took it. So let's stick with I didn't see it and see if anything changes. That's definitely possible. See if we can still lock ourselves into the suicide route. I didn't get a good chance to look around the scene, after all. So it's simple, isn't it? Guy walked in, locked the door from the inside, blew his brains out. Heh. Sounds really simple when I put it like that, doesn't it? Still, don't see why the easiest explanation can't be the right one. Only question now would be, why would he have done this? And I can't exactly give a definitive answer here. I don't know the guy. But I think I can guess what it at least had something to do with the letter. I mean, I'll keep going down this route and see if anything changes, but I have a feeling this will just loop us down. Here's the one behind it. Yeah, I think this is gonna loop us into the same path we were on. Wait, what? Hey, it's me. Everything's under control. I'm taking care of everything. They'll never find out. I promise you. Bad end? Of course it'll cost you. But we can talk about that after the trial. Don't be foolish. Of course there's going to be a trial. You prepared very poorly. Even I don't need to see all the evidence to know you're suspicious. Okay, so right then. I'll see you soon. Sternwood really was a lucky coincidence, wasn't he? Oh, nobody important. Don't worry about it. Let's run that back. Oops, I'm on a timed frame. Let's run that back. Obviously, we can't. So, this is looking for the gun. Someone took it. Of course not. Somebody must have taken the thing. But who? More importantly, perhaps, how? And considering this, I don't think anyone could have gotten in or out after Sternwood's death. The key? That key? Wright himself confirmed that it's the only one to the office, which makes this a locked room. If the office was locked when Sternwood killed himself, how would someone have gotten in and out of the office to take the gun? The office was locked afterwards, then again. How did the person leave? Basically, if the gun was taken, how? Oh boy. Lots of choices. It wasn't taken after all. Someone was hiding in the room, and where it was done after the door was broken down. So, it wasn't taken after all. That's obviously going to back us out of this line of reasoning. Someone is hiding in the... Well, let's try it. On paper, possible. The door was unlocked when Sternwood shot himself. Somebody stumbled across the body. Took the gun, for some reason. Locked the door and hid inside, for some reason. Again, on paper, sure. After the hurdle of police officers that showed up after him. So in actuality, I'm only left with two options. Okay, that just literally takes that option out. I still think that it wasn't taken after all. It's just going to back us out, so we're not even going to do that. So it was done after the door was broken down. That's odd. I mean, it's odd for me to even consider that. Since, Lee's broken down. In the time I investigated the scene myself. Which means it's possible for only one person. Obviously, we didn't do it. So, Kristoph? I feel like this was intentionally meant to come up after you get the first story key. The first reasonably good ending. The story clue hint, so to speak. Which conveniently comes after a route where it's revealed that Kristoph was responsible for Amelia Wonderly's death. So, it makes it a bit easier to suspect Kristoph here. Kristoph. He was in the room a few moments before I entered. Suppose that's when he could have done it, but that's... We're talking about Kristoph here. Now we're getting somewhere. What's wrong with me? I literally spoke to the man a few hours ago like nothing was wrong. And now I'm suspecting him of this? Is this where my brain has taken me? Is there something wrong with me? No. There's no way Kristoph could have had anything to do with this. Huh. I'm saying these things, but... Oh. Evidence room. Here I am. In the midst of case files and police records, trying to find a connection. What am I even hoping to find? I have no clue. Frankly, there are a million other options here for me to investigate. Or are there? Considering this is the locked room, there are not that many options to work with here. Conclusion is logical. Not to mention, it's also the fact that Sternwood chose to send that letter of his to Kristoph. Of all people. At the very least, searching for a connection. That's reasonable, isn't it? It is. So let's see here. Alright. Let's search for a connection. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Sternwood used to be a detective, so if the two know each other, the possibility it was in a case. Here we go. What do we got? Sternwood's cases. Any of them that Kristoph was the attorney on. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The very first one I pick and... Huh. I don't believe it. It's... LY17. The case that made me like this. That number has come up before. I don't remember where, but that number has come up before. Oh boy, it was 15 years ago. I just gotten my badge. And naturally, I did the same thing all greenhorns do. I took the first case that I came across. A general rule of thumb is to avoid murder cases. It only leads to trouble, they always told me. I didn't trust them, and why should I have? If it's murder, oh boy, it's even easier, right? The client is either guilty or completely innocent. What do you even call this style of guilty love? Not nightcore, electric, fucking right core? I don't know, but I kind of dig it. Ominous chanting, electric riffs. There's no middle ground. It was something out of a detective story. Some old tycoon was found dead in his mansion. The suspects? The main suspect? One of his servants. Although really, everyone in that mansion was equally suspicious to me. Something I figured would come into good use during the trial. But really, that part is mostly irrelevant, I suppose. What is important is the prosecutor in charge of that case. Ah, Clavier Gavin, Kristoph's brother. They were around the same age. You couldn't tell the two apart. They were nothing alike, on the surface at least. Kristoph is all about perfection. Clavier was all about style. Clavier was fair, I have to admit that much. He wanted us to work together. I was taken aback, but he seemed to be more interested in the truth than a conviction. Huh, an idealist was a rare sight. 15 years later, it's an extinct species. Unfortunately, his idealism caused him to become somewhat of a joke in his ranks. Not fighting with everything he had in court, well, it doesn't end well. That day, we went to the crime scene to investigate. Oh, two people in the hallway. It was after the police had finished their search, so it was just the two of us there. We were searching through one of the hallways when... someone knocked me out. And then... Fire. When I came to, I was in a hospital room, wrapped in bandages, unable to move or see or even smell anything. I was surprised. I was surprised that I couldn't move. There was someone next to me. It was a detective. He told me, "You're under arrest for the murder of Clavier Gavin." Huh! I think I almost went into cardiac arrest. It said in a futile attempt to save my client, I knocked out and killed Clavier. Then in an effort to destroy evidence, I chose to burn the mansion down to the ground. Apparently I'd gotten sloppy and ended up burning myself on accident. I wanted to scream, but my voice was failing me. Me? A murderer? It was ridiculous. What was even more ridiculous to me was the fact that I was supposed to be a lawyer. I was unable to defend myself. That's when he showed up. Kristoph. He'd shown up and chosen to defend the man who was accused of killing his brother. I was stunned. But what stunned me even more was the fact that the case never even went to trial. During the investigation, the police had discovered something at the scene. It was a calling card of a man known as Shelley the Killer, notorious assassin. Police concluded that somebody had hired him to kill Clavier that day. I was just collateral damage. Damn. Even now, 15 years later, he hasn't been caught. He hasn't been brought to justice. At the time I didn't care, though. I was just grateful. Grateful to the man who was willing to stick his neck out on the line for me. I eventually came to work for Kristoph. Well, he offered me a job, actually. And the rest is history. At least that's how it seemed. Now, though, if Sternwood had been the one in charge of that case, then there's definitely a connection here. Looks like he's the man who found that card in the first place. But how would LY-17 have anything to do with this? My head's starting to hurt a bit. I can't call it a night yet. I need to look deeper into this. My best bet is Sternwood's office. Oh, there's someone else here? Sorry there. Didn't mean to intrude. That's okay. I'm just about done here. Oh, okay. Say, though, you look familiar. Have we met before? I don't believe so, no. You a detective? Thankfully, no. Yeah, I get you, man. Detectives are dicks. I tried hiring one today, and he went and died on me before I even arrived. Oh, you... Right. Okay. You tried to hire Sternwood? Good luck with whatever you're looking for. Why, thank you, Mr. Justice. How'd you know my name? How did you know my name? Excuse me, Trucy. The fuck you doing? Looks like there's nobody guarding the scene. Police these days are quick to arrive and even faster to leave. In this case, it works for me. Need to find a stronger connection between Kristoph and Sternwood. Let's be quick about this. Rather not have any noisy neighbors come across me possibly tampering with the scene. Okay, let's do it. What appears to be a massive bookshelf. The other, though, is case files. Let's take a look. There's something stuck between some of the case files. It's a stack of letters. Huh? Love letters? Didn't know Sternwood was the romantic type. I don't have time to go through them. I'll just keep them in mind. Until then, Kristoph. I knew it. There's a case file here. Open 1 week ago. There are no real details here, unfortunately. Trace the origin of the thing. Report back. That's all that's there. The name of the requester is quite clear. Kristoph Gavin. He'd hired Sternwood. That lying son of a... He not only knew him, he'd hired him just the week before. In fact, wasn't that around the time that... What? The time that what now? Kristoph, what the hell is this? Well, well, well. Who do we have here? Oh, right. Good evening, Mr. Justice. Good evening, Detective Wright. How you doing? Oh, I'm just, great. Yeah, great. What are you, doing here, Mr. Justice? Oh, you know, stuff. What you got there? Oh, this? Ooh. Tell him everything, or lie like a dog. Lie like a dog. I was just, in the neighborhood and, figured I should stop by. These are, just files I was carrying from the office. Uh-oh. I'm under arrest, aren't I? Indeed. And the thingy's over. Okay. Lie down on the ground. Okay. Put your hands behind your head. Okay. Jeez, you're cruel. What? Why should he go to jail, the poor guy? Thought I told you to stay outside. And I thought I told you no. Look, he broke into an active crime scene. He has to answer for that. Hey now, don't be a hypocrite. You're doing the same thing. I'm a detective. Sure you are. Oh, just be quiet. Oh, hey, Mr. Justice. Still awake? Yes, you. Come on, get up. We're not going to do anything to you. Don't listen to her. Or do. Come on your feet. Door's right there. Thanks for the info. Now go. Or do you really want to waste time here, old man? Oh, just go. And you better not tell anyone about this. Considering he broke the law, I'm pretty sure he will. Now off you go. Bye-bye. Just go. Okay, Jesus. Holy shit. The hell just happened? Who was that girl? Either way. Kristoph's lied to me, but I've got nothing to confront him with anymore. Was this a bad end? I'm literally forced to walk away with my tail between my legs. I should go home then. Nothing better to do. Whoa, Jesus. Extremely loud door opening. I'm home. Well, what do you know? You actually remember to do that this time around. What? Hi, Emma. Sorry about. Kidding, it's fine. Relax. Not like I'm around much either with everything going on. Have a good day? Right. Sure. Not really, no. That sucks. Yep. Well. Something smells good. Alright, Sis gave me this new recipe. You gotta try it out. I'd be delighted to. You have night shift? Nope, all done for today. I see. Guess we'll both manage to get some sleep here, then. I look forward to it. I didn't catch on, but I like this. So what you been up to? Well, just accusing my boss of murder. Pretty sure Kristoph's been a lying piece of crap that's involved in a murder. Oh. You gonna do anything about it? Nah, I think I'm just gonna quit. Seems way easier that way. Cool. Want a snacku? I would love a snacku right now. Yes. That was oddly adorable. Surprisingly casual domestic life of Apollo. And okay. Tell him everything. Okay. Let's just take it easy. I'll tell you everything. I see. You could have just come to me, you know? I thought I was being paranoid. Couldn't believe that Kristoph of all people would... I see. That makes sense. But still, breaking into an active crime scene. Not the brightest idea you had, is it? I guess not. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll take what you found here and look into this a bit more. In return, I'll let this one slide. Just don't get in the way, okay? Do I even have a choice here? No. Thought so. Okay. Staying out of the way. Sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that. Kristoph, it's really amazing. After 15 years of partnership, I thought I could trust you. But in the end, all you've done is manage to lie to me. Well then, let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes here. Oh boy. Ooh. Shit, that's right, we're barely even one day in. Already we've diverged, after everything I've done for you. Oh, angry Kristoph. This is how you repay me, isn't it? You call me a liar, choose to tarnish my name. Do you remember when they did the same thing to you? Who was it that defended you? You're pathetic. You don't deserve anything. Really, in the end, you've just been a bother. A weight. All you do is sleep around the office and whine about your pain. You should have died in that fire. At least then Clavier would have had some peace. You miserable excuse. What's really bothering me, like really pissing me off, is the fact that you'll win, and I'll die at the end of this. I can already see it. It is my destiny. There's only one light at the end of the corridor. It leads me into punishment. How sad. Dream? Or Kristoph ranting to himself? For once I don't remember my dream. Maybe it's a sign of good things to come. Possibly. Probably not. Fair enough. Bang! Kristoph, you fucker! Kristoph? Ah, Justice. I see you went home to sleep this time around. Good. Yeah. I figured I needed to go somewhere to clear my head. Well? Come to any conclusions about Mr. Sternwood's death? Yeah, I have. I've concluded that you're a liar. Excuse me? There's no point denying it at this point. Wright and the police have been informed of it. I guess I should stress that. While I know that Kristoph is involved, I still don't know to what point. It could be dangerous. Knowing that Wright knows could give him less reason to attack me. He's cold and calculating to the bitter end. What are you talking about? You knew exactly who Sternwood was. You'd not only met him during LY-17, but you'd hired him a week ago, Kristoph. And you lied. For what reason? There's more. There was only one key to that room, Kristoph, and it was in Sternwood's pocket. Which severely limits the possibilities. In the end, I reached the one that I think is the truth. Sternwood had committed suicide. Then you chose to hide it by stealing the gun off the scene of the crime. Excuse me? It's the only possibility. After breaking the door down, you used what little time you had to take the weapon. For what reason, I don't know. But that's what you did. Putting aside the absolute madness behind such an action, I'm afraid it's impossible. Even if I'd done something like that, you're forgetting one important thing. After the body was found and Wright arrived, we were both searched. Do you remember Detective Wright finding a gun on me? Oh, come on. Do you think I'm an idiot? We both know you had time to get rid of it after stepping outside and calling for help. Fair enough, I suppose. Doesn't change the fact that your claims are absolutely illogical. What would the point have been in taking it? What would the point have been of making it look like a suicide? Are you kidding me? Are you insane? The key was found in his pocket. It means that he was the one who locked it. Which means, as you say, it was a suicide. Are you telling me that he and I had come up with some kind of plan for him to kill himself? Then have me take the gun and make it look like he couldn't have been? Why? What would have been the point? I don't know. But the facts seem to be pointing to it. Do they? How exactly? What proof do you actually have here? You said that the police are aware. If we had anything substantial, they would be the ones confronting me right now. I can imagine that there is a very good reason why they are not doing so. Your logic makes no sense. It's a possibility, but that's all. Damn. Why did I not think this through? Well then, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I would like to take this time to inform you that your employment here has ended. Huh? I've had enough, Justice. I tried as hard as I could, but this is as far as I can go. What are you talking about? Never mind. I wanted to help you, but in the end it's too late for that. Goodbye, Justice. Well? That went well. And that's how my story ends. No answers. No resolution. Might have been on the right track, but I blew it. I blew it because I went with the wrong assumption. Suicide? It felt pathetic. The only reason I discovered as much as I had was because I'd gotten lucky. I played detective when I shouldn't have. And now I'm nowhere. Nobody. It's all over now. I've walked deep into the mist. I'm not sure there's any coming back. All that I'm left with is the pain. The pain of living. There is one more thing. Something I heard a week after I left the city. Kristoph Gavin had been arrested for the murder of Joseph Sternwood. How? I don't know. But it turns out that, in the end, Mr. Wright had managed to do what I couldn't. Well, I'll be damned. I think this path has given us a pretty darn good idea of where we went wrong. That is going with suicide instead of murder. For example, if I go back to last decision... Oh no, we're just back here. Nope. Shut up, your face. We'll just be back once we get to picking suicide versus murder. Cheeky bugger. You cheeky bugger. Suggesting suicide when we bring up the key in his pocket. Another hint that thinking it's suicide is a bad idea. Cheeky bugger. Okay, let's make sure we choose right here. Murder! Murder is the only thing that makes any sense here. It has to be it. But, putting the who or why aside from now, the real question is how? After doing the deed, how did the culprit leave the room? After all, considering this piece of information, it would have been pretty difficult. So, assume we have to do the key. That key. Wright confirmed that it was the only one to the room. Windows were locked too, so considering that the door was locked when Kristoph and I showed up, how the hell had the culprit left the room after killing Sternwood? Doesn't make sense unless... Oh, okay. So we have our three options here. It was suicide after all, which will just jump us back over to the... It's like a descending priority of route split, and saying that it was suicide will just bump us down to the next tree from the truth. The bottom plot thread just being that it was suicide and everything's fine, which just leads to a game over. So, it was not suicide after all. We have the killer was hiding in the room, which is the same nonsense choice as before. And we have the key was planted on the body after the door was broken down, which is oddly specific, but... Wait, but that's... Oh yeah, this one is posted... is, specifically focused on murder. Yeah, because the issue in the suicide was the gun not being there. But this was specifically the key. If Sternwood was killed, then if the key to this room was planted after the door was broken down, it had to have been done before I even got a chance to check the body. But that leaves only one possibility, doesn't it? Kristoph. He stepped in a few moments before me. He's also the one that checked the body. He's the only one that reasonably could have done it. But that's... What's wrong with me? I spoke to the man a few hours ago like nothing was wrong. I'm suspecting him of this? Is this where my brain has taken me? Is there something wrong with me? Oh. There's no way Kristoph would have anything to do with this. Huh. I'm saying these things, but here we are. Let's just float through this, see if anything changes. How much time do we have? What even open to find? I have no clue. The only other options for you to investigate are there. Since this is the locked room, there's not that many options to work with here. Conclusion is logical. Not to mention, there's also the fact that Sternwood chose to send that letter of his to Kristoph. So, of all people... So we search for a connection, that's reasonable. It is. Let's see here. Let's skip through this and jump to Sternwood's place. Alright, let's go through this again. At least these days are quick to arrive and even faster to wrap things up. Alright. Let's be quick about this. Don't want any nosy neighbors. Just poke right into here. Case files, take a look. Find Kristoph's naughty love letters. Something's stuck between some of the case files. It's a stack of letters. Huh. Love letters. Didn't know Sternwood was the romantic type. What if the love letters were all faked? And Kristoph hired Sternwood to look for the source, and that's what got everybody on the radar of Shelley to kill her. I don't have the time to go through them. I'll just keep them in mind. But that still means that there was a... That still doesn't explain away the legitimate connection between Kristoph and Wonderley and the fact that he killed her. And he killed Sternwood. Until then, Kristoph. I knew it. Case file here opened 1 week ago. No real details. Trace the origin of the thing. Report back. That's all that's there. And the question is quite clear. Kristoph Gavin, that prick, he'd hired Sternwood. That lying son of a bitch. I only knew him, he'd hired him just the week before. In fact, wasn't that around the time that... The time that what? Kristoph, what the hell is this? Well. Who do we have here? Good evening, Mr. Justice. Good evening, Detective Wright. How you doing? Oh, I'm just, great. Yeah, great. What are you, doing here, Mr. Justice? Oh, you know, stuff. What, what you got there, Mr. Justice? Oh, this stuff. Only because I want to see this again. I was just in the neighborhood and figured I should stop by. These are just files I was carrying from the office. I'm under arrest, aren't I? Indeed. And the thingy's over. Okay. Lie down on the ground. Okay. Put your hands behind your head. Okay. Jeez, you're cruel. Why should he go to jail, the poor guy? Thought I told you to stay outside. I wonder if this universe's Phoenix Wright has adopted Trucy. Hence them working together. And I thought I told you no. Look, you broke into an active crime scene. He has to answer for that. Hey, now don't be a hypocrite. You're doing the same thing. You're not officially here, are you? I'm a detective. I technically have the right. Sure you are. Now what does that mean? Oh, just be quiet. Oi, Mr. Justice, still awake? Yes, you. Come on, get up. We're not going to do anything to you. Don't listen to her. Or do listen to me. Come on your feet. Door's right there. Thanks for the info. Now go. Or do you really want to waste time here, old man? Okay, oh, just go. And you better not tell anyone about this. Considering he broke the law, I'm pretty sure he will. Off you go. Bye-bye. Should that be he won't? Just go. Okay, Jesus. Bye. Okay, I don't think anything can change here. The hell just happened? Good question. Let's tell our good detective the truth. Okay, let's just take it easy. Although it could be possible that Phoenix Wright is actually some kind of higher law enforcement, since we've already seen hints of the fact that he's actually actively trying to apprehend Shelley the Killer. He's either some kind of higher law enforcement, or he's doing a good job of masquerading as still being a detective, just to capture Shelley the Killer. Sort of like coming out of the woodworks to specifically handle cases where calling cards are involved. I'll tell you everything. It's interesting. I see. Could have just come to me, you know. Thought I was being paranoid. Couldn't believe that Kristoph of all people would kill. I see. That makes sense. But still, breaking into an active crime scene. Not the brightest idea you had, is it? I guess not. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll take what you found here and look into this a bit more. In return, I'll let this one slide. Just don't get in the way, okay? Do I even have a choice here? No. Thought so. Oh, but one more thing. Oh? You mentioned that you suspect that Gavin killed Sternwood, but how? Could he have? You two were together the entire day, weren't you? For Gavin to have killed him, he had to have gone to Sternwood's office sometime before you two visited. That's impossible given your alibis, no? Ooh. We can agree or disagree. You're right or you're wrong. Well, obviously, you're right. I guess when you put it that way, it's a strong possibility. Just a thought, at least. My God. Have I had this all wrong? That is, Kristoph, is he innocent? My head hurts. I should go and get some sleep. Oh? Oh, Ah, good morning. I see you've decided to get some actual sleep. Yeah, just... my head hurt a bit, so... no need to explain. Right. Of course not. Explanations are... difficult. And... simple enough. You're wrong. Think about what our alibis actually were. Staying out of the way. Sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that. Kristoph, it's really amazing. After 15 years of partnership, I thought I could trust you. But in the end, all you've done is manage to lie to me. Well then, let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes here. What? Wait, what? That felt like it went to some different... Did that just end the scene? I mean... Nope, yeah, that just ends the scene. Okay, stay out of the way. Sorry. Afraid I can't do that. Did we just sort of internalize that and walk away silently? And Phoenix Wright's just staring at us as we leave, going, is that dude okay? Everything I've done for you. We've got this again. That's how you repay me, is it? Call me a liar. Just to tarnish my name. Remember when they did the same thing to you? How was it that offended you? You're pathetic. You don't deserve anything. Really, in the end, you're just been a bother, a weight. All you do is sleep around the office and whine about your pain. You should have died in that fire. At least then Clavier would have some just peace. You miserable excuse. A human being. What's really bothering me, like really pissing me off, is the fact that you'll win, and I'll die at the end of all of this. I can already see it. It is my destiny. There's only one light at the end of the corridor, and it leads me into punishment. How sad. Once I don't remember my dream, maybe it's a sign of good things to come. Probably not. Yeah, this feels exactly like... it feels exactly like the other path. I guess this is the ultimate confrontation. If we go into this with the impression that it's murder. Ah, justice. I see you went home to sleep this time round. Good. Yeah. Figured I needed to go somewhere to clear my head. Well, come to any conclusions about Mr. Sternwood's death? Yeah, I have. Concluded that you're a liar. Excuse me. There's no point denying it at this point. Wright and the police have been informed of it. Guess I should stress that. Well, I know that Kristoph is involved. I still don't know to what point. Could be dangerous. Knowing that Wright knows give him less reason to attack me. It's cold and calculating to the bitter end. What are you talking about? You knew exactly who Sternwood was. You'd only met him during LY-17, but you'd hired him a week ago, Kristoph. And you lied. For what reason? There's more. There's only one key to that room, Kristoph, and it was in Sternwood's pocket. It severely limits the possibilities. In the end, I reached the one that I think is the truth. The killer is you. Okay, so this is good. Justice. First paid a visit to Sternwood and killed him. Took his key and locked the door from the outside. He then planted it on his body after you broke down the door. Magician's sleight of hand. Making it look like he was there from the very beginning. Oh? And how would I have done that? I was with you the entire day. Funny, you're not the first person to claim that. We both know that's not true. I was asleep through a lot of the day. Sure, when I woke up you were here, but there's no proof that was really the case. Which means you don't have an alibi. Quite a risk. Maybe. But then again, if I had woken up and you weren't here, there would have been no way for me to know when you left. Could have returned and claimed you went down to get some groceries for all I know. Maybe your car broke down. Maybe you happened to stumble upon a new friend. Either way, knowing you, I'm sure you had a backup ready to go. Suppose that really is the case. What would creating the locked room have accomplished exactly? The reason you're suspecting me in the first place is because the possibilities are so small. Wouldn't it have been easier for me to simply have the door unlocked? No need for complicated tricks. Unless you wanted to make it a suicide. He does have a point. There's no logical reason for him to do it. What does that mean? Could it be a bluff? Am I just being thrown off here? No. Thinking time. I'm on the right track. Just need to think about this for a bit. There are two things that need to be absolutely true. 1. Sternwood's death was murder. 2. The key to the room was planted on his body. Considering that, was Kristoph the one who planted that key there? Yeah, there's no other choice. There is no alternative. The key had to have been planted right before I checked it. Therefore, Kristoph is the only possibility. But just because he planted the key there, does that mean he killed him? Does it also mean that he's automatically the culprit? After all, there's nothing to gain from making this a locked room murder. Really, Kristoph's behavior is in general murderer. Is that really the case? Okay, we could present either option here. Kristoph is the killer, or Kristoph is not the killer. This is interesting. I mean, my thought would be that sorry, my head got distracted. My thought would be that the point of the locked room would be to enforce the point of suicide. But then there is no gun. I mean, I'm going to go with his, but what? Excuse me. Hoping I'm not intruding on anything here. You. Oh, miss me? Not in the slightest, no. Then you're just gonna love what's about to happen now. Oh, hello. Kristoph Gaffin, you are under arrest for the murder of Joseph Sternwood. What? You can't be serious. Afraid I am. You searched your apartment and found this. Does it look familiar? It's the gun that killed Mr. Sternwood. That's not possible. Yes. You can tell us all about how the big bad police planted it on you. For now, you're coming with me. Ooh. That reinforces the point that that could be a plant. And that's how the story ends. The mentor and friend turned out to be the culprit. It's thanks to my actions that he ended up behind bars. I suppose it's fitting in a way. In the end, I never got the explanation for that strange letter. Had I looked into Wonderly's incident, chances are that I would have. For now, though, I think I've had enough of investigating. I mean, in the end, it was the actual cops that did my work for me, no? Yeah. I think the best thing for me to do now is sleep. a part of the puzzle. 2 parts. So that has to be... That obviously has to be all we need to get to the truth. So we know that Kristoph was involved in Wonderly's death, allegedly, with some discrepancies out there. Helen Nell's involvement. The another faked suicide. No explanation for the calling card left behind at Sternwood's place. The questions there regarding the gun. That would literally involve Kristoph having to come back and get the gun and bring it back to his place, which immediately is a big red flag. Well, unless he killed Sternwood like a day ago, took the gun back to his apartment, hid it, and then it still doesn't feel right. Still doesn't feel right. I don't know. But I guess we should have enough. We have enough now to pursue the story lock in the Shelley the Killer path. We should have enough to figure out what's truly going on here. And we'll do that in the next video. It should be the final one, allegedly. So until next time, until then.